Sorry, man. I done went live on the wrong phone. Like I stated in the beginning, I'm allow that content to remain on my channel, man, even though I had a minor interruption in my live, I know a lot of you guys will understand. So, we're not gonna make a big deal out of that. So back to where I left off, before my phone went dead on me. I noticed a lot of guys put so much feed on the bowl or whatever they use to feed they bulls on. I noticed a lot of guys use a lot of feed to create the mush to be able to feed to their dogs, and to be so much left over because a lot of guys don't be really understanding that they dealing with some small pups, and them pups that they feed, they thinking that they have to have this large amount of food when they really don't. They small, they stomachs haven't expanded to where they can take down a large amount of food. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is I kind of just grab just not even so much a handful, but just enough to where I can give me a good grind of food, a good amount when I grind it down and start placing the milk on top of it to soften it up before I start feeding my bulls. But this is something too I use, something I bought from Walmart, as you can see. I bought it from Walmart. It's not that expensive. But what I do with this, in the earlier stages, I use it for many things. I use this little container for many things. I use it for whenever my bitch end up having a litter, I put pups in her and I'll come bring them home in this. When I get it home with my pups, what I do is I use this also when I'm nursing my pups. In the earlier stage, when I'm dealing with a mother that don't know how to nurse her young, I teaches her. So I make sure I have something that's close by to where when I'm using wipes and trying to get the poops, the pups to get to poop and urine, I make sure I keep something close by to where I don't have to keep throwing dirty wipes on the floor and stuff of that nature. So I use this for that as well. But once my pups has reached the stage to where now I can feed them mush and I don't have to let them feed off mother, I use this also when I clean it up to put my pups in one at a time, because when I'm trying to feed pups, if they not responding to the mush like I expect them to respond to them, and I have to spoon feed them, I put them in here one at a time to avoid the other young trying to run up on me for feed, want to be fed as well, and it's causing to where it's causing to where I'm getting overwhelmed because too many pups running up on me in the middle of trying to feed one pup and this here. So it works for me. It teaches me how to control my emotions, and it allows me to put all the attention that I need on that one pup in this little container. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I use this for, which you guys gonna be able to witness. I may have to put my phone down where y'all can see me get down and dirty with feeding my dog. So let me blend this little bit up. When I blend this up, I only got 2 pups right now. So when I blend this up, it's gonna be more than enough to be able to create some mush. And my pups is not even gonna go through all of it. They gonna be stuffed when by the time I get through with them. What I do is I feed my pups until my pups are letting me know I don't want no more. You know what I'm saying? Because believe it or not, you have to understand the laws of the land. And a lot of people be trying to create laws all because they don't understand the laws of the land. You have to understand that every living thing has a system that's already been incorporated, is already in whatever it is, whatever being or whatever it is that's living. It's a system already in the living in the existence, that to where you don't have to force nothing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the reason why I'm building on this is because I want you to understand when it comes to feeding your pups, like with your young. A lot of people want to kind of put too much on the approach to where they being too hard on themselves, and they be too hard on themselves to where they start causing themselves to get too overwhelmed, get a little bit, they start being impatient and other kind of stuff start going on to where they end up putting too much on themselves. What's going on? What's going on, Tay Brown? This Tay Brown, I think this family, what's going on, man? Same old man, sitting there building with the fam right now. Sitting there kind of, giving all my potential supporters and my supporters and my sideline watchers, the understanding of the system that that I have incorporated and the system that I use to keep me functional, to keep my Bulls functional and to keep me afloat, in the midst of the storm, because at times it be storms as well. It's not gonna always be a smooth sail, especially for a beginner. I'm an underdog, and to be honest with you, I'd rather remain an underdog. Why? Because an underdog, if you understand the belief system of an underdog is one of the ones that go harder than any dog. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Underdog is one of the ones that go harder than any dog. Why? Because they trying to make you understand that they one of them ones. They one of the best of the best. They chosen. So I want to always have that underdog approach on my belief window because I don't want to ever reach a point to where I start slacking. You know what I'm saying? And start feeling like I ain't got to do as much no more. I want to always, regardless of how big my bag get, and I start hiring people, to keep my program in oneness with the way I laid my foundation. Now, I also want to be able to be front line with my people to let my people know I take this way of life serious. This is my brand. Even though I hide you, this is how I get down. I don't even slack on I don't even slack on my investment. So I don't expect for you to slack. And I show and lead by example. So, that's why I'm showing you now. Everything you're getting right now to Theo is raw footage, man. This is raw footage, man. It don't get no better than this. I know a lot of guys that's probably a little more head, to where they a little more raw with they approach and how they handle things and the information they have accumulated over time and probably can sound as if they run in circles around me, but they not. They not. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, I was one of those ones they got a love for the dog. And I was one of those ones that way before the bullet breed became popular, you know what I'm saying? Before I came, before, they released me back into society with this going on, you know what I'm saying? I was one of the ones that had 10 or 15 pit bulls in my yard at once upon a time. And I wasn't even trying to make a lifestyle out of it. I wasn't making no money out of these dogs, nothing. I just love animals. So it don't matter who in the game or how much information they have accumulated over time. You know what I'm saying? You'll never be able to outthink the thinker, man. You'll never be able to step on me in a way to make me feel as if you better and I got a long way to go in this and this here. Because at the end of the day, anything that you have learned over time, all it takes for me to just pay attention to what's really going on and everything you have had accumulated over time, I can be able to receive in short period of time, all because I'm learning from your errors. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why, to all the up and coming breeders, man, that's probably tapped into my live, man, and you really trying to get started, man. This is what I want you to do. And I want you to focus on when it comes to trying to accept this way of life or trying to be a part of this way of life. Whatever you do not allow a lot of these guys that's in the game that want to try to put too much on the approach. When it comes to when it comes to the way you need to be, the way you need to approach this way of life. Don't allow yourself to feed too much into that, because a lot of them guys they be getting too crazy with the numbers when it comes to, man, you gotta have this to get started and this here. If you get this such and such dog, then you this and this here. Woo, woo. Listen this here. To a lot of you guys, man, that's in the game, man, that may run across my live, man. Check this out, man. I'm a jack of all trades, man. You know, I'm one of the best that do it just like you, homie. You understand me? A lot of you guys ain't start out with no 10K and 20K and no 5K, etc. A lot of y'all is basically exercising your side of the story and telling your story the way you want to tell it because you know nobody don't really know the truth but you. So, you know, with that being said, man, lighten up a little bit, man. If you gonna try to school somebody, make sure you make it make sense. Because when you start getting too funky and trying to make it sound too overwhelming for somebody that's trying to, you know, get started, man, that right there is not, that don't sound like a team player approach, man. That don't sound like somebody that want for me what they want for themselves or want for someone else that they got for themselves. You know what I'm saying? That just sound like somebody that just want to just hog the game and don't want nobody else to come in and change the game up and start producing a product that can probably excel in the way to where you ain't even able to stand on the side of them, you know what I'm saying? Because they done took advantage of it, you know what I'm saying? And they understand this way of life to where you still trying to figure out who this fool, where he come from, how is he? Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's what's going to eventually start happening. See, a lot of people sleeping on me right now. So they don't know what I got going on behind the scene. Right now, they looking at the process and thinking the process is my end game. The process is not my end game. The process is the laboratory. This is me and her putting stuff together, tweaking on things, trying to figure out things, learning this and learning that and learn. Trust and believe. Once I figure this thing out, man, I am gonna be one of those ones that you can lean towards. I don't care if you done spent money with me or you haven't spent money with me. If you ask me a question, you get it. I ain't trying to hear all that. Man, I ain't got time for this, and I got time for whatever. I got time for anything that I want to make time for. I ain't no such thing. I ain't got time. Anybody that's saying they don't have time is someone that don't have uh, control of their life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of those people that when you come my way and you asking questions, if it's something that I just don't want to, feed into at the moment, I'm gonna let you know, hey, look out, homie. All due respect, I got my hands tied down right now. I'm not able to answer those questions right now because I got stuff going on. Catch up with me 2 days from now or a couple of hours from now, and I answer your question. I'm not gonna make it as if, God dang, man, all y'all started calling me asking questions about this and asking questions about like that. I ain't got time for that. If you ain't spending no money, this and this here, it ain't about the money with me. It ain't just about the money with me, man. I want to see everybody at the top of the food chain, where I ain't got to worry about nobody watching my bag. If everybody is on top of the game, man, we all can sit back at a round table, man, and just have a cordial conversation or a bill with each other, man, without having to worry about where the next dollar coming from or and stuff of that nature, if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But not to get into that. Let me go on and get to the reason why I opened my live up. So, with that being said, on to the next scene, man. On to the next scene. Hold up. Hold that thought. I'm on my way back. I'm grinding up this feed right quick so I can show y'all how I get on, huh? Yeah, this a bowl right here that I use. You know, I really be honest with you, me personally. I just use everything that I got sitting around that I'm not using. I turn anything into working material, you know what I'm saying? But to all my potential supporters, all my guys that just browsing and may tap into this live and reach the point to where I was feeling about the way a lot of guys be always speaking about they ain't got time for this and they ain't got time to be answering all these questions and stuff like that. If you one of those guys, please don't take it personal, man. It's nothing against you. That's on your belief window. If that's how you feel and that's how you do things, that's you. But me personally, I'm one of them people that don't believe in the game to be sold, not to get. I'm not one of those people that believe in the game to be sold, not told. I'm one of those people that believe in the game to be told, not sold. Why? Because when I'm telling the game, I'm selling the game. What you mean by that? Because whoever I may be giving some pointers to, that may be someone that's gonna probably change my life. So at the end of the day, I'm just reaching one, teaching one. I'm just paying it forward. You understand me? And that same person you may feel you don't need today may be someone you need tomorrow. For real, because you never know who you may be talking to. You know what I'm saying? When you telling a man, you know, I expect people to buy into my program before I start moving forward with them and unfolding and going step by step on how I got this started and how this got started and how I do this here. Now, don't get me wrong. I may have some things that I have a line drawn on when it comes to certain things that I may have going on that's personal to me that I may not just share with anybody. But whenever you done built a relationship with me, nothing that's personal to me is something that I'm gonna hold back from you when I consider your family. I won't hold it back from you, regardless if it's personal or not. When you part of TB Inc.'s family, anything that's personal to me is personal to you. It's your it's our problem. You know what I'm saying? It's our goods. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be willing to share that with you, man. As long as you have shown that you want to be a part of TV Inc. and you respect what I got going on and you know, etc. You know, I won't hold anything back from you that I feel is personal. But if you someone that's not personal, someone that's not a family or a member or a family member, you know what I'm saying? You know, some things may be a line drawn, but it's not gonna be too many line drones on the place. So if it's something that I know that you feel like I can kind of direct you and enlighten you on, man, I'm always open to it, man. Feel free to ask a question. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Watch this here. With my feed, it's what I do. You see what's going on? I put so much on there, like this here. If you can see it, what I do is I give me a good mix in. Good mix in. Good mix in. You gotta remember, the feed has been grinded up, right? So the more you mix it with the milk, it eventually start thickening back up. The more you grind it, because the feed is starting to drop the more you mix it. So that's what you get right here. You got that Mato meal look right now. So what I do is I stir it long enough to where I think I got a good thin and a good I got a good thin and a good thickness on my mush, to where my bulls, my pups, are able to take it down without having complications. You know what I'm saying? So watch how I get on. This probably about good enough for me. You see how it is? Because the more I stir it up, it'll get thicker and thicker. See, I want it to kind of have like a little watery oatmeal look to it. You see how it look right now? This is good. See, I can keep stirring it up and it'll keep getting dry to start thickening more up to where it start needing more milk added to it. But what I do is like what my approach is how I eat. You know what I'm saying? I eat my main course, I eat so much, and then I take a drink of my drink. That's how I feed my bulls. You know what I'm saying? It's the same approach. I make sure I get enough, thin enough, or good enough for the pups because the pups don't have a good. They pipes is not as thick as mamas and fathers, where they can just take down a big amount of food. So I try to, battle with my pups, and I make sure my mush is not too thick to where they having trouble trying to take it down. So I make sure it's kind of got like, see how it's starting to get thick back up. You remember in the beginning how watery it was, right? Look, it's a science behind this. Now watch this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add just a little bit of milk because I don't want it to be too thick. I want it to kind of be thin to where whenever I'm giving it to my bulls, they get more of like a fluid, and like they get like a fluid kind of like flow. You know what I'm saying? So when they taking it down, it goes down without having them kind of trying to break it down on their own and stuff of that nature. But yeah, let's get to it. Let me put this thing down where you can see what's going on, so I can show you how I get on. This is something I use. Like I say, this the mush right here. Y'all see how thick it is. So watch this. My first bull is my boy Chase. I like getting straight to him first because he get on. He get down and dirty. What I do is I put the bowl in, and this probably how much I put in the spoon. You see, it ain't much. I open his mouth, I hold his head back, I put in his mouth, let him take my time with him. You gotta be patient with these bulls. Put so much on the spoon. I grab his head, hold his head back, put it in his mouth. Let him take it down. Let him take his time. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be patient. See, that's how I feed my bulls mush in the earlier stage when they don't get straight to it like I want to. Like I say, I haven't figured it out yet to let them to where when I make the mush, the first day when I put them on mush, they go straight in. I haven't figured that out. I'm gonna figure it out though. So bear with me. I like this way anyway, to be honest with you. Because now, feed them this way, I'm knowing that my pups are full whenever they don't want anymore. So what I kind of do is I try to make sure they get at least probably maybe 5 to 8 spoons of food, and then I kind of wash it down with the milk. Remember, don't put too much on it. You see what's going on, just enough. It's just enough. And see how this boy see what's going on. You see him, check him out. Look how he acting. Look, he looking for it. Y'all see what's going on? And my girl Millie, she love me. She don't like me placing too much attention on nobody else. She thinks she supposed to get all the attention, but she's not gonna get it. These are puppies, and they come first. Like I say, I put so much on now. Hold his head back. Make sure the food get in his head, and let him just sit there and take his time taking it down. See, I put so much on there. You see how he coming back. See, when you got the patience, this what I'm doing, you begin to exercise it and understand, okay, this was going on. So watch, look, I gave him 1 spoon. He letting me know he wants some more. So I grab his head again, open his mouth, put it in his mouth, and let him take his time with it. I try to let him get so many spoons in. By the time when I think it's time for him to rinse it down, I syringe up some milk. and I give them some milk to wash it down. And then I get back to feeding them more mush. I grab them, hold the head, give him time to take it down. Don't rush it. He gonna let you know when he want more. Your pups will let you know when they want more. You see how he doing? Look, he's back at the door. He ready for more. You hear him hollering. Hold his head. Put so much in his mouth. And let him feed. You see how it is? It's broke down so good and so fine to where, like I said, it's like a liquid base to where when I'm feeding it to him, it's going down like liquid. Hold his head down, feed it. Right now, brother, what I'm doing is I'm feeding my pups mush. You know, I'm kind of giving a lot of beginners the understanding of how to approach your bulls if you haven't learned or figured out how to get your bulls to bite right into mush after you reach the point to where it's time to wean them off mama. When you reach the point to where it's time to wean them off mama, a lot of us, we ain't got it figured out yet. And I think a lot of these guys that weans they pumps off mama, they go straight into mush. I think they allow they bulls to build up a big enough hunger pain to where when they put it down, they so hungry they go right in and they go from there. But I haven't reached that point, and I ain't ready to put my bulls through that yet. But I will reach that point. But right now I'm not. I like this better. I like spoon feeding them, and the reason why I like spoon feeding them is because when I spoon feed them, I know for a fact that my bulls have had enough and they full. When you dealing with that mush, a lot of bulls, depending on what you got in your yard, you know, a lot of these bulls don't know when to stop. They'll eat their life away, or they'll eat till they heart stop. So what I do is when my bulls start showing signs that I ain't having no more, they full. Like I said, this is how I go. This is my approach. Put so much on there. You see how he back at the door? Look, you see what's going on. He let me know I want more. So what I do is I grab his head like this. I grab his head, hold his head back, and I let him sit. I let him eat. You see how he's eating? Look, it's done. I grab so much, I got the patience. Look how much. I got a little bit on the spoon. I let him, he's still eating. He ain't ready just yet, he's still eating. I make sure he get it done before I start feeding him more. Because I don't want to put too much on him, put too much in his mouth to where it start getting complicated for him to take it down and he starts spitting it out because he can't breathe because I done put too much on him. Oh, the mush then kind of got a little thick. Let me loosen it up a little bit. I gotta make sure I save enough for his sister. See how he's at the front. You heard? Y'all heard? He at the forefront of this bucket I got him in. Because he let me know, Pops, where it said. I'm waiting on some more. So you see what I put, just a little bit. If y'all can't see what I got going on, just jocking in the comment column, man. I really can't see you, bro. Who I'm feeding right now is chasing. This is the next level bull trying to blood. Now I done fed him so many spoons. Now watch how I get on. Watch how I get on. You remember I say the syringe work for me. This the one that I use. See the tip of it? I got plenty over there. They come in like a box of 6. I like the ones with this little tip. You see that little tip on there? It reminds me of a nipple, but it's a little skinny nipple. But I use it like it's a nipple. What I do is I fill it up like this, and when I grab it, I hold it like this. Look, you see where it is, and I barely push it. Look how you see how it look. He want more. He want more mush. But what I'm gonna do is I done gave him so much, so it's time to rinse it down. I don't want to put too much on him where he got stuff sitting in his windpipes and his pipes to where. You see, what I do is when I give it to him, I barely put so much in there. I get off of it. I let him take it down. Because he'll sit there and try to take too much down, and then he try to cough it up. So you put so much in, look, it's going down. You remember I had the tube all the way full, filled, you see? I hold tilt his head back just a little bit to where he still can be in control of the fluid that I release into his mouth. You see? I wish y'all could see him. You see him? Millie, have some respect. Because I'm about to cover your cage up because you're being too nosy. That's why you're barking. You want all the attention. I'm not going to give you no attention right now. You can eat on your own. They don't know how to eat on their own right now, so I'm teaching them. The same way I taught you. You see? It's almost over. You gotta have the patience. Once I probably get about one of these and a half, I start feeding him more mush. And he'll let me know when he done had enough of mush. So once I see that he done had enough of mush, what I do is then I wipe him off and I put him back in his living quarter. Look at him. He wondering where it's at. Like, where it's at, Pops? What's going on? Where it's at, man? I got you. Hold on, let me get it together. I got you. I got you, son. I got you, son. We're gonna eat. We're gonna eat, son. Clear. You ain't heard him coughing or nothing. What I do is I syringe up more. Fill it back up. This is what you get right here. It's back filled. He's getting full too. So what I do is I make sure I let him take down by half of this. I put it back where the fluid's at, and I start back feeding him mush. I guarantee you, you allow me to nurse any little of yours, everything is coming back in one beat, one sound, alive. Guaranteed. Look at him. He want more of that mush. See, he ain't all the way full. See, these dogs gonna let you know he want more. He's still hungry. You see it? He's still hungry. Watch. I got you, son. I got you. I see you still hungry. He like his daddy anyway, so I gotta be careful with him. My boy, the Okie Dokie Kennel told me that boy Trunks, he'll continue to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and he like his daddy. That's the reason why I call him a buffalo. But this boy gonna be a buffalo, man. This boy gonna be huge, man. Mark my word. Lilac boy. Every breeder's dream right here, man. Every breeder's dream. This boy here is every breeder's dream right here. This is what they trying to produce right here. A lot of guys in the game, this is what they trying to produce right here. And a lot of guys in the game, this is what they produce. That's why they win. I'm seeing now from the looks of it, he's look like he's reaching the point to where he done had enough mush. You know, this is science behind this here, man. Science behind this. You see how he doing now? He ain't back at the edge of the look. He's starting to come back up. He's not quite full yet. He's not quite full. Watch this here. Once I start putting his milk on him, he done had enough mush now. Now when I start placing his milk on it and it blow up in him, he finna stop doing all that. Watch this. Gotta take your time, man. Patience is a virtue. Man, to everybody that's tapped in, man, that has subscribed, man, welcome, bro. It's good to have you here, my brother. You watching raw footage, man, of an underdog, man, that got this thing semi-figured out, man. We on a race for success, man. And the top is where we belong, man. TV Inc. belongs at the top. So if you want to be a part of a great program, feel free to subscribe. It's up to you. I'm not gonna force it. You know, like, comment. See, he almost reaching that point. He's almost at that point. He's still whining right now. So that means he's not all the way full, and he hasn't started turning his head away from the syringe yet. So he's still at a point to where he can take down more. You see how he look at him? He wondering what's going on. Like, man, come on, man, come on, man. But I can't rush perfection. I gotta take my time with him. I want to make sure he has just enough feed in him, influence in him, to be able to remain functional, where it don't be too heavy on the weight, don't be too heavy on his joints in the process of him building up to strengthen his joints to where, you know, once he reached that point to where I can really get all the way out there, I ain't got to worry about him being all out of whack and his joints all. Look at that boy. That boy. Yeah, I know it, man. I got you, son. You always rushing. My son, man. My son chasing, man. My son, man. See, he had enough. He don't want no more. You see, did you just see that? You see that? Watch this. Watch when I try to give him some more. Y'all watch this. This is a science, man. It's a science behind it. Watch this here. Watch when I try to give him some more. Watch what he do. Okay, he didn't do it that time. Yeah, he's showing signs. Now, what I do after once I got him full, did what I do. Hey, son, come on down, man. You tripping. Nah, you're not getting out yet, man. I'm a little tired that I can't bathe him yet. It's still too early. He barely going into 4 weeks. After this weekend, he'll be 4 weeks old. Hey, son. Hey, Chase. Calm down, son. You tripping. I got you. Look at that boy muscle, man. Y'all see, look at that head, that dome on that boy. Boy, monster, man. Look at it. He fat full too, man. He full now. He ready, man. He ready now. What I do is I wipe them old PAWS down, and I like feeding in here because I ain't got to worry about cleaning up their living quarters. They living area, man. Because I done got too much feed in there. or mush in their living area. What I do is I make sure I clean them up real good. Right now it's still too early for me to bathe him because his body is not able to adjust to certain temperatures just yet at a young age like this, so you can't put him in that water too early. Look at that fool. Look at his stomach. Look at him. That boy fat fool, man. Look at it. Let me get to his sister. This Nyla right here, she gonna go in too. I spoon feed all mine. I love spoon feed. When it comes to that mush, I like to build them all the way up to they reach the point to where I ain't gotta worry about feeding them no more. They already know what time it is when I put that feed down. Man, we getting it in over here at the headquarters, man. We ain't doing no playing. We taking our time with that quality, that product, man. It's quality, man. Yeah, I want to see mine. I want to see mine blow up, man, and reach a point to where I'm able to say, man, you know what? I really got down and dirty and hands on my dog. To where I think I got this thing figured out. You know what I'm saying? To where I can start, marketing my nursing skills, man. And letting people know, man, all around the world know that, if you need someone to nurse your pups, man, tap in, man. Everything that concern anything with me gonna be on paperwork. Look at this fool. Y'all see what this fool done did. This fool is fat fool. That's the reason why I went about that monkey. Cause he had a point to where he's teething and he wanna shake everything up, man. That's what you gotta expect out of a lot of them knuckleheads anyway. A lot of them male dogs, man, they like to start eating on everything and tearing up everything. It's my girl Nyla I'm feeding right now. Why she start looking for a wop? Look, she waiting on it now. Why she start coming to the front? Look, look, you heard it talking, y'all heard it? Why she start coming up? These some pretty strong pups, man. They very smart, man. Have a beautiful personality, for real, for real. That's why I love what I produce over here, man, because everything that you get from me gonna have a beautiful personality, man. You gonna have some. You for sure gonna get a pup from me that's gonna be the world's favorite. It's gonna be the world's favorite. The people's champ. That's what we call it. We producing people's champs over here. Over here at TV Inc., man. We producing people's champ. Yeah, for real, for real. If you is a person that just ain't got the talking skills of that you need to have, man, to get going, man, your dog gonna do the talking for you. You buy anything from TV Inc., you ain't gonna have to do no talking. Nah, for real, you ain't gonna do no talking. The dog gonna start talking for you. You asking for more, I gotta wait. You ain't even done eating that. Hold up, I got you. Finish what you got. Hold on, TV Inc., fam. See, Nyla ain't like, she ain't like chase. She ain't like chasing. He very impatient. He down there took down all the feed. She gonna get down and dirty. She gonna eat too, but she ain't greedy like him. She greedy, but she ain't greedy like him. She ain't greedy like him. He have a habit of thinking he supposed to have more than what he can handle. That's why I have to watch him. That's the reason why, like I say, you gotta have an eye tiger, man. You gotta understand the science behind this here, man. You gotta know when your bull has reached a point to where you knowing if he wanted more or she wanted more is because they just don't have a stop button. And sometimes, be honest with you, man, that's really good. That says a lot about your product. When you got product that just can't stop, that just won't stop, then you already know you got some tough blood in your yard, man. You got some blood in your yard that's producing a lot of things that's producing a lot of qualities or things in the system that a lot of people be wanting to have. You know what I'm saying? In they dogs. You know, a lot of people be asking, man, how your dogs get so big or this and this here. Not understanding, man. It's not what you feed, man. It's not what you're feeding all the time, man. It just gotta be in the pig. It gotta be in the pig, man. Your dog gotta be. Your dog just gotta carry the pig of a big dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just gotta be in the pig, man. It just gotta be in the blood, man. You ain't gotta force nothing that's already in it. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is just feed and deworm, you know, and make sure your dogs keep his yearly shots and you know, make sure the health is up to par, man, and that dog gonna produce. What should I say? Give you the looks that you're looking for. Naturally. You ain't gonna have to force it. Watch these, but remember these pups. These are the two right now. These are foundation of bulls that you're looking at right now. These are foundation exotic bulls here, man. China blood, bait blood, blue Divino blood. You know, we got a lot, man. The pig is stacked, man. With some of the best blood in the game, for real, man. I ain't gonna do none of that, my brother. You sound like this. You trolling right now. I don't know if you trolling or not, but that approach is not the approach. When you ain't been a part of the program, man, and you just come straight on the live, demanding what you want me to do. You know, you dealing with a man that's staying for something first. So when you approach me, if you don't speak first, you already out of line. Another thing, I'm one of those team players, or one of those players that understand if distraction is on your line, it must mean you must be doing something right. Because distraction don't come unless you're doing something right, or you at the bottom of the barrel and they don't want you to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? So my focus right now is my product right now, my brother. So anything you ask now to me, if it's not pertaining to what I got going on, or you know what I'm saying, of that nature, then you just talking right now. You know, respectfully though. You know, I ain't trying to disrespect you. I'm just letting you know, what's going on over here at TV Inc., man. What's going on over here at TV Inc., man. TV Inc. worrying about the product right now. I'm worried about this product. This product need me more than you need me. This is my investment right now. There's a lot of money tied up in this dog, man. To be worried about what you talking about right now. Look at this girl. Look at that girl. Clear. She done cleared the bowl. I may have to put some more feed together because her brother didn't play with the feed. We're gonna see how it goes when I start giving her this milk. Because I know she got a good amount of feed in her to hold over to where I can just keep coming through. Like I say, man, this is the best. This right here work. This approach right here is approach, man. Once you master it, you can't go wrong. Just gotta have the patience, man. Gotta have the patience, man. Can't have heavy hands. And if you got heavy hands, you ain't gotta press down on it too hard, man. You gotta press down on it too hard. Give them another. Even if they asking for more. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. They don't know nobody. They just pups. They just know they want it. You gotta understand that as well. You gotta teach them patience. You see how she working with me? See how calm she is? I put so much in her. She want more. You see how she doing? She want more. But I understand what I got going on. So she gonna get it. She just not gonna get it how she want it. Not right now, because I don't want to have it to where I put so much down. I put so much in her mouth, and she's trying to take it down too fast to where she start gasping for air and stuff like that. Or start choking. And coughing because it went down too fast. This is Nyla, man. If anything goes off this litter right here, she gonna be the one, man. And she not gonna be cheap. I'm gonna let you know right now, man. She starting at 4K, man. Starting at 4K, man. And I'm willing to work with a working man budget, man. I'm willing to work with a working man budget, man. So if you serious about buying into this girl, if I decide to push off, man, and allow you to beef your program up with some of this dope blood, man, that's what it's gonna be, man. Nothing less, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Prices ain't gonna change, man, because I know what I got. This girl in order to get this girl, if I decide to sell her, man, I gotta have 4K, man. Nothing less. Gotta have 4 biggins, man. Cause I know what I got invested in this dog, and I know what she carry, the blood she carry. And the blood she carries is known blood. It's known blood. So just her line is gonna speak for itself. So when you say this is what's going on with this girl, that her line is gonna get your money back. Her line is gonna get your money back. And then once they see the girl, the looks gonna get people hooked. You know what I'm saying? Want to buy into the girl. I'm telling you. So you can't lose if you buy into this girl, man. Then this girl, I know what I created. This girl is a functional exotic bull. This is not an exotic bull that's gonna be low to the ground and can't run, jump, or be in heat too long. This one of them exotics that can be in heat. This one of them exotics that's gonna be able to run, jump. This is gonna be a functional exotic. Not the ones that deal with all the breathing complications like you're hearing in the background. That's a pocket you're hearing in the background, and she pregnant. But the only reason why she's dealing with them complications when it comes to her breathing is because she was bred wrong. And I didn't understand the game when I bought it, when I bought the girl. I didn't understand the game. I just knew I wanted to get in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up buying the dog. I knew that the person I bought her from said that the son ended up hitting the mother, but I didn't know anything about that. You know, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of people out here breeding like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people matching the mother with the son and the daughter with the father and the son. You know, stuff of that nature, man. And some people that breed like that, sometimes they get lucky, but I guarantee you, if they have a big litter, a lot of time they got a lot of bulls or a couple of them bulls dealing with swimming feed and dealing with breathing problems. You know what I'm saying? There's a science behind this stuff, man. You can't rush the process. You can't rush perfection, man. You can't rush perfection. And you gotta understand how this thing works, man. Look, this girl, you see she getting full. Watch. She gonna let me know when she get full. When you understand this way of life and you understand how to feed the way I'm feeding, you pay attention to your bulls. That's just like my bulls. The only reason why I go get pedestrian tests and go by the correct approach when it comes to preparing your bull my bulls for a breeding is because that's just what a lot of guys or a lot of firms would rather you to do, to get pedestrian tests on them so they can understand when it's the perfect time to pull the pups. But to be honest with you, I'm already knowing when my bulls when they ovulating and stuff of that nature, because I study my dogs. What I'm doing right now, I'm taking a chance with this girl you hear in the background with the breathing problem. Her name is Millie. This girl is finna produce the next level bulls. Remember, mark my word. I matched her up with a V-Lone son that carry tropical colors. And this girl already got everything a lot of guys are looking for in a bull. So, I already know once pups hit the ground, these are gonna be pups that people gonna see that they're not even gonna hesitate. They're not gonna hesitate when it comes to dropping that bag on the head of that this girl is about to put on the ground, man, because they gonna already see it. And me personally, I just try to make sure when I do push anything off, I push a lot of my bulls off when they reach the stage of where you can see what you buying into. I don't want to push nothing off too early to where it come back on me in a way to where customers feel like, man, come on, man, you sold me a miss. Nah, I ain't got to worry about none of that. Only people that I'm willing to let buy into my program early is ones that I already know. You know what I'm saying? They ain't questioning what I got going on because I haven't missed it. And they knowing what they grab. Hold on, I'm gonna give you a little bit more. You said, let me see. Yeah, you done. You done had enough. She's starting to whine too much. Y'all see, that's the science behind it. You remember what I said, it's the science behind it. When I first placed this girl in this tub, she wasn't doing any of that, was she? She's communicating with me. You know what I'm saying? She giving me the understanding that I'm done. I don't want no more. I'm good. You did good. I'm full. You see how she done got quiet now? Look at her. She full now. Man, welcome to the life of Theo Bully Inc., man. Man, I appreciate all my supporters, man. All my potential supporters. All my sideline watchers, man, or whatever you probably call yourself. No hard feelings towards you, man, but I appreciate everyone that has tapped in, man, and watched me put this thing together, man. Things about to get real colorful, man, over here at TV Inc., man. That's the reason why I'm more in tune into my channel now. I'm more how can I put it? I'm more in a state now that I wasn't in, that's gonna help me market my brand in a way to where I can attract the emotion that I'm looking for to get me going, because I understand what I got going on now. Yeah, in the beginning, it started out rocky, and I was looking at it like, I was looking at my product like, dang man, I'm spending money, man, but I think I'm not spending my money wisely, man. It's like I'm buying into pigs and not understanding, what I need to be looking for and stuff of that nature, man. So I was kind of getting to a point to where I'm like, man, I think I'm overwhelming myself with too much information and thinking that, what I got going on is not going to, eventually create a heartbeat or get me at a point to where I'm able to say, man, I didn't make a bad investment, man. This is it's starting. It's working now. You know what I'm saying? But now I see it's working. Yeah, I have a couple of heads that's a part of the camp right now that's not a part of my vision, but it's a reason why they hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I believe wholeheartedly, that everything happens for a reason. So everything that may not be a part of my vision, the Father feel like it should be a part of my vision. So, I don't want to push off anything that I don't feel that's a part of my vision. I just need to make a station for them as well. Meaning, have what's not a part of my vision, another product or another field or product that someone may feel, I don't want that. This is what I want. You know what I'm saying? And what they saying they may want may be what I feel ain't a part of my program, or or not a part of my vision. So I don't want to count out my starting five. You know what I'm saying? Really wasn't even start five, my starting three. If you see on the back of my shirt, it's 3 dogs on there. It's 3 bulls. Them 3 bulls is what I started with. And them 3 bulls represent love, man. It represent love. I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the Father way of telling me he loved me, by giving me 3 gifts. Let me know these are gifts that I'm giving you to see how you do. You know what I'm saying? And if you make it past the first phase, man, I'm gonna bless you with something else. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a little more better. But I don't want you to get too wrapped up around thinking that the gifts that I have given you wasn't worthy gifts that needed to be embraced and cherished. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the reason why I have reached a point now to where, even though I'm seeing more of my vision, a part of my program, I'm starting to understand as well that the dogs that I feel that's not a part of my vision plays a part, in my vision, or plays a part of my program. You know what I'm saying? Because these dogs that I feel is not dogs that really what I'm trying to push is really dogs that keep me in remembrance of where I'm going or how far I come. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, that's a jewel, man. To anybody, man, that may be where I'm at in life, man, that's starting to understand things that you probably didn't understand in the past, man. Man, I'm here to tell you, brother, we gonna make it, man. We gonna reach the top, man. You just gotta stay down, brother. You gotta stay down, brother. Cause you gotta stay down, brother, because you gotta understand, my brother. If anyone come around, or should I say my sister, if anything come along, man, and it's something that makes you feel overwhelmed or makes you feel like you don't have what it takes or stuff of that nature, you have to understand these are distractions and negatives that's coming from the away team. The only time the away team make noise, you gotta think about it like a game. The only time when the away team come play the home team and they start making noise is when the home team is up. You never see the away team making noise when they are up. When the away team start making noise, that must be you up. So when you understand that much, you have to understand that, okay, they making noise, so we up. So I don't need to focus on anything but my shot. I need to keep my focus on my abilities, keep my focus on what got us up, keep my focus on what got us this far. You know what I'm saying? Because anything other than that is a setup to rob you of everything you worked hard for, everything you earned. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't know about you, but yeah, man, in the time we in right now, it's not a time to start walking around with your head down. It's not a time to start beating yourself up about things you can't control. It's not a time to start feeling sorry for yourself. It's not a time to be pointing the finger at everything that you disagree with. Right now is the time. The time we in is right now the time to start standing on something, standing for something, and start fighting for something that's worth dying for. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being all the way straightforward with you, man. We at a time to where you either gonna stand up or you gonna lay it down. You understand me? And when you lay it down, you must know that that shell that you're in will no longer be yours. Where you going with that? You have to understand the spiritual realm as well, my brother. In order to reach a certain height or reach a certain point in life, you have to embrace the spiritual realm first, because the spiritual realm is your foundation. The spiritual realm is what keeps you in remembrance of who you are within. When you get too wrapped around the physical realm, you begin to start forgetting about the spiritual realm where your resources at, the things that keep you alive, the things that keep you well, the things that keep you at oneness with what matters the most, and that's your purpose. You know what I'm saying? When you in tune with your spiritual realm and you understand the both, you begin to understand that in order for me to conquer, I gotta conquer my spiritual realm first. What is your spiritual realm? You have to conquer thyself. You have to master your mental state. You have to master your emotion state, your emotional state. You have to understand who you are, where you're going, where you come from, etc., in order to control the things in the physical. Because if that's not in oneness, then you're gonna be a target, and you're gonna be a puppet of the things that goes on in the physical world. What you mean the physical world? What's going on in the physical world? The things that keep us all distracted. I was victim of it once before, my brother, my sister. And I understand the more I stayed engaged in just the physical, I began to become a puppet of something that's formed against me, something that was making mockery of the one that created me, one that was trying to make mockery of something that's in control of all things. When I began to start getting more engaged in only trying to be a part of a physical realm, not to get on something else, but this is what I'm ending, my life with, because I think I have already reached a point to where, you know what I'm saying, you already see that this is part of me and what I got going on, but it's something bigger than just my dogs. It's something bigger than the tangible things that I use to keep a sound state in my home when it comes to keeping things at a head or a point to where I'm able to rest good at night. You know what I'm saying? It's something bigger than just the tangible things that you can see that goes on in the physical. What matters the most to me is the things that goes on in the spiritual realm, the things that you don't see, the things a lot of people mistake for something that they place in the box of being in a fairy world or supernatural world. You know what I'm saying? When you come to grips with the both, you begin to understand both worlds exist. The physical world may seem as is a world that only exists. The physical world may feel like at times that this is the world that only exists. And it's not. That's not the only world that exists. The world that you may not be paying attention to, or the world that you may be looking over, is the reason why you probably didn't fell victim to things that have turned you down, that made you feel like that the Father don't exist, etc., man. But it's pretty late, man. To be honest with you, I'll be all day speaking on this, and that ain't what I turned my live on to build on. But I feel like y'all get the picture. You know what I'm saying? Y'all understand what's going on, and I appreciate everyone that has came along and subscribed to my channel, man. We on the rise, brother. Let's eat, man. Let's eat, man. Let's ignore the distraction, man, and focus on our shot, man, because we deserve it, man. You know, so with that being said, I love you guys. Y'all keep placing your best foot forward. And remember, you can do all things through the Father who strengthens you, as long as you have a mustard seed of faith and you believe that anything that's formed against you don't stand a chance, as long as you rolling with the big OG, the GOAT, the creator of all, man. How can you fall? I love you guys, man. Y'all stay blessed. I'm gone, man.